Hey guys, on me here. We have our first look, our first official trailer for the next in the lineup of DC's animated films coming down the pipeline. This one is Batman's The Long Halloween. And it looks like, based on the title for this, we're going to get more than one of these because it says part one. I definitely don't think that's talking about trailers. This is, of course, as normal with these trailers that we get for these animated films. This is exclusive from IGN. This time around, Batman is going to be voiced by Jensen Ackles, who has previously played a part in the DC animated world. He was in the Under the Red Hood film as Red Hood. But this time, he'll be actually under the cowl itself. Another thing to call out in this, too, what I did know is that Naya Rivera was the voice of Catwoman, Selena Kyle, in this, but she had passed away last year, so this is one of the last things that she was ever in. The voice cast, of course, you're going to recognize a lot of different talented voices from various different things, because the cast, like, I knew this was in production, but this is the first look we're actually going to be getting about this, into this story. And of course, if you didn't know, this is a large inspiration for what Matt Reeves is going to be doing with his The Batman with Robert Pattinson. So I think this is going to be a must watch. For a lot of people who are interested in that, interested in DC in general, I like that they're extending this into two parts because it is a pretty massive storyline. So I'm pretty interested to see where this goes. Now, one thing I don't know if this is going to be a one-off, like an Elseworlds kind of thing, if this is going to be part of the new continuity that they're building after Apocalypse War, which started with Man of Tomorrow. Batman was already active in that before Superman ever put on, the cape and costume. So we know that he's there. So I don't know. We know that the next one in the lineup that we'll be getting before this one actually comes out is going to be the Justice Society World War II, which will be our introduction of this new version of Flash, as well as Wonder Woman and the JSA. And I'm really excited to see that one. That one comes out at the end of the month. We'll be reviewing that, and I'll have a reaction watch along for that as well. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one, man. I'm really curious to see how Jensen Ackles does as Bruce and as Batman, because I did think he had a very strong voice and characteristic for Jason Todd. So let's see how if he wins this over with this one. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Check it out.
I can't really be a lawyer and a criminal,
okay.
Can I?
We got the Man of Tomorrow art style, so I'm going to assume this is in the same universe.
I'm of two minds here.
It's got that Archer-like quality to it. Just heavy, thick outer lines, and I love it. I really dug that.
Was murdered tonight. Falcone crime family has to be taken down.
That one dude's beady eyes.
There's only room for one homicidal maniac in this town.
It's Troy Baker's Joker.
Why are you running?
You could use a little fun.
I don't know about that voice.
I thought you didn't hurt people.
You thought wrong.
It's not too bad.
You still haven't figured out who killed Johnny Vitti?
A killer who only works on holidays. There's lots of crazy out there.
Dude, the Rogues Gallery that's going to be in
Things
this.
are going to be different. We can start a family.
The city is fallen, Alfred, and we must endeavor to lift it up again.
His Bruce Wayne voice sounds a lot better to me, though. Long Halloween Part 1.
Holiday, and who's next?
Dude, that looks so good. I love this new art style that they have for these films. It's Man of Tomorrow was phenomenal for that. I think the animation, the action, the way they brought it to life was just beautiful. I know a lot of people there's a mixed reception for that film, but we know at least that in that one of the reveals towards the end of it was that Batman was already active in Gotham before Clark Kent took flight for the first time in Metropolis, helping people. And I'm curious if this falls in line with that, where it is. I mean, the art direction links it at least, so I'm wondering if there'll be some like nods, some whispers of like this being over in Metropolis or anything like that, some connective tissue. Not a lot, but a little bit, just enough to acknowledge that they're connected. As far as Jensen Ackles goes, his gruff Batman voice, I might have to warm up to that one because it was a little, I don't know, it was just a little weird to hear it. But I think when he was talking to Alfred without putting any kind of like gruff onto it, and he was just being Bruce Wayne, you know, the cowl's off, he's not trying to intimidate anybody, he's not living in the persona. It was a lot more natural. It felt more real, and I felt that sounded fine. So I'm really curious to see if it's one of those things where we've had so many iconic Batman over the years, and I'm wondering if it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just going to need to take some time to get used to this new iteration. Because I had that issue with the past DC animated universe Batman. I'm blanking on his name right now. Was it? I can't remember. Shit. Anyway, it took me a while to get used to that. You know, of course, for me, when I grew up, Kevin Conroy was always the voice I heard it with. Anytime I would read the Batman off the page, it was Kevin Conroy's voice, thanks to the animated series. So there's always that connection I draw back to and compare it to, and that's not fair for them. That's not their fault. There's just, you know, another person coming down the line. But I was won over by that version. I did really appreciate it after a while, and love the entire voice cast of that previous universe. So again, with this, it's going to just be the whole thing. Starting back from the beginning, get used to the new cast, used to the new world, the new iterations of his rogues gallery, because we're definitely going to be meeting most of them in this storyline because it's a thick story arc. So I'm excited to see where they take this. And I just think the art direction is just beautiful. It takes like that Archer aesthetic and just brings it to life in a way that that show, as much as I love it, never got that animated or complex with its animation. So it took that aesthetic of it and brought it to life in this big bad way, on top of this like kind of like retro futuristic like depiction of this world. Like when you look at like Metropolis and Man of Tomorrow, it's very like this old school idea of what a futuristic society kind of looks like and a modern society looks like. And I like that. And then of course you go over to Gotham, you're getting a little bit of that mixed in with some Gothic architecture, and it just blends so well together. And I love it, man. I can't wait to check this out. I think that's one thing the DC's been super consistent on, is dishing out so much quality animated content over the last couple of years. If you haven't seen any of these films, I highly recommend checking all of them out. There's not a one that I don't dislike outright. There's a couple here and there that I didn't quite enjoy as much as the others, like Gods and Monsters, or as much as Batman Ninja was like an interesting concept, I was bored through most of it, and that might rub some people the wrong way, but that's just honestly how I felt. And it got really ridiculous towards the end, though. Like, it was definitely entertaining by the end of it. But yeah, as far as you stick to the main DC animated films, like the Justice League stuff, all the Batman stuff, it's been phenomenal. Especially when it kind of all coalesced at the end with Apocalypse War, which birthed this new continuity. I highly recommend checking all those out if you haven't. But we'll be following this. We'll be reviewing it. We'll be doing a watch along for it as well. For these types of things, I don't do I don't want to do like highlights or anything like that, because I do want to encourage people to go and actually watch it for themselves. So that being said, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of this trailer? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Huge shout out to our patron legends, Mandy Sherritt, Antoine Rodriguez, and Ryan Karen. Thank you all so much for your support, and everybody else who's been liking the videos, commenting on them, engaging in the community, and joining the Discord even. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the reason this keeps on going, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.